of Article 3 of the Constitution and Bylaw 8, specifically related to the criteria and processes by which a church may be deemed not in friendly cooperation with the convention, the process by which a church may appeal such a determination, and the procedures by which the convention, through its messengers, serves as the final arbiter of such matters. The report of the committee, including proposed changes, should be made public no later than 30 days prior to the 2026 annual meeting, with appropriate time given for the messengers to the annual meeting to debate and adopt said proposals.
Is there a second to the motion? Second. I have a second. Please give a copy of your motion to the page and bring it to the platform. 1A. Microphone 1A, please tell us your name and your church and your motion.
Mr. President, my name is Jordan Nelson, messenger from Morning View Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama. I move that in keeping with Article 6 of Baptist Faith and Message, which states, a New Testament Church of the Lord Jesus Christ is an autonomous local congregation, that the messengers to this convention request the executive committee either codify and implement a policy of assigning SBC ID numbers only to individual local autonomous churches in friendly cooperation with this convention, as opposed to assigning separate SBC ID numbers to various campuses of that individual local autonomous church, or bring to this convention's next annual meeting recommended changes to either Article 3 of the Constitution or Article 6 of the Baptist Faith and Message to allow the convention to treat non-autonomous campuses as separate New Testament churches, so that in
This is
either
for
case
multi-campus
there may
mega
be
churches.
a consistency between our faith and practice, and that the decision of the executive committee as to which option it has chosen be reported by its February 2026 meeting, if possible, but by no later than next year's annual meeting.
So he wants to change the credentialing for
Have
the
a second. Please give a copy of your motion to a
multi-campus
page
mega
and bring that to
churches.
the platform. Microphone 10A, please tell us your name and your church and your motion.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Benjamin Hankin of Lifehouse Church, Salem County in Pennsville, New Jersey, where I also want to add, go Birds. On behalf of the 1.3 billion with a B, individuals with special needs and disabilities in the U.S. and around the world, that the executive committee create a task force or study group that would be charged to study these 3 items. Item 1, the current availability and accessibility of resources for special needs ministries across the SBC churches. Item 2, how SBC churches are presently engaging in ministry to individuals and families affected by special needs, including best practices, challenges, and models of care. Item 3, how the SBC and its churches can better come alongside and support families who have loved ones that are special needs or disabled. Further, I move that the findings of this study be compiled into a report with recommendations and presented to the messengers of the Southern Baptist Convention at the next annual meeting in 2026 in Orlando, along with suggestions for equipping churches and encouraging greater inclusion, outreach, and discipleship among those with disabilities and especially their families.
Is there a second to the motion? You do have a second. Please bring that copy of your motion to a page, bring it to the platform. Thank you. 10B. Microphone 10B, please tell us your name, your church, and your motion.
My name is Shannon Deal, a messenger from Berlin First Baptist Church in Berlin, Maryland. 80% of individuals with developmental and intellectual disabilities never attend church.
Come on,
I
you
move
can't argue
that
for
the
the
North
motion.
American Mission Board encourage Send Relief or another entity to develop resources to help churches develop and grow ministries to children and individuals with special needs.
Is there a second to the motion?
That wasn't a motion,
Please give a copy
was
of your
it?
motion to a page and bring it to the platform.
That was an argument, right?
Microphone 1B. Please tell us your name and your church and your motion.
I'm David Henneke, messenger and pastor from First Baptist Church Kingsland, Texas. I move that the messengers of the Southern Baptist Convention direct the Executive Committee to ensure that cooperative program funds are only allocated to entities, agencies, organizations, and institutions that submit an annual 990 level financial disclosure to be made available to the messengers for their review at least 10 days prior to the SBC annual meeting.
Is there a second to the motion?
This is a motion
Please give a
for
copy of your
financial
motion to a page
transparency.
and
This
bring it
is
to the
a
platform.
very big fight this year.
Microphone 10C. Please tell us your name and your church and your motion.
Hi, yes, I'm James. I'm the pastor and messenger from Living Water Baptist Church in Sardis, Ohio, and I tend to stand up at the wrong time, so may I present a resolution at this time?
No.
I'm sorry, brother. Did you say you wanted to present a resolution at this time? I think he wants to. Would you repeat your request? It was
I
unintelligible.
wanted to present a new resolution to the convention. I know I'm doing something wrong. I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm sorry, brother. I appreciate your admission of guilt. Resolutions are not what we're doing right now. Thank you. Come back a little later, okay?
And the deadline has passed for submitting resolutions.
And you might want to know the deadline has passed for submitting resolutions.
You can bring
like we do
resolutions
next year.
that were rejected onto the floor.
Microphone
But you
5A.
can't submit a new,
Please
fresh
tell us your
resolution.
name and your church and your motion.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Ethan Jago, and I'm a messenger of Five Bridges Church in Panama City Beach, Florida. My motion is to amend Article 6 of the SBC Constitution by adding a Section 9, which I'll read as follows. Section 9, Financial Independence. No individual shall be eligible to serve as a trustee or director of any board, institution, or commission, nor as a member of the executive committee, if they are simultaneously receiving compensation, whether by salary, contract, or reoccurring stipend from another Southern Baptist Convention entity, commission, or the executive committee.
Is there a second to the motion?
I like this motion. It's a motion
Have a second.
against
Please give a
double
copy of your
dipping
motion to a
on
page
compensation
bring
and
it
then
to the
being
platform. The
in a
time
different
for
position of
introduction
leadership.
of new business has expired. To join me now and welcoming our North American Mission Board President for a presentation of the crossover report. Where is Brother Kevin Ezel? Is he close by? See, what's going on is we are moving so quickly that they are not prepared for how speedy we are. We do have a North American Mission Board presentation and crossover report. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Listen, it is so great.
So I'm gonna mute them for now. I can still hear what they're saying, but this Southern Baptist Convention has been moving a little ahead of schedule. They did the new motions ahead of schedule, which is what I wanted to watch. That was kind of a biggie. The new motions is important because it sets the tone for the rest of the SBC moving forward. Now, just as a disclosure, I do not plan on doing the entirety of the morning session. I will do more of the afternoon session because that's pretty much when the action is going to be in the day one afternoon session is going to be when more of the action is going to happen. But I have a day job that requires a lot of my time because I run a business, so I can't stream the entirety of the SBC, but I am going to aim for the important parts. So that's the goal, and the SBC schedule, I can pull that up real quick. So I'll pull up the meeting program. And this is ahead of schedule. As you can see, they are going on to the North American presentation. So they're about 20 minutes early, and then they're going to do a send relief presentation and the International Mission Board part. So the next hour or so of the SBC is not going to be very exciting until maybe the president's address. Clint Presley is going to speak. But so for now, we don't really have exciting parts going on. The biggest excitement's going to start sometime in the afternoon. around 3:40 Eastern when they do the cooperative program. But it'll be interesting to see how the elections go down. I don't think there's going to be much competition for the president of the Southern Baptist Convention. So I think Clint Presley is going to get reelected very easily. And then whoever wants to keep their job, I think, is going to keep their job. So around 3 o'clock is when some action will appear, where we got the Committee on Resolutions report, and then Jeff Eorg is going to give an address to the convention. He's woke, by the way. He's a liberal who supports female pastors. And then big stuff might happen here. And then at 4 o'clock Texas time, so 5 o'clock Eastern time, and then miscellaneous business might also be when stuff happens as well. Previously scheduled business gets taken care of here. And that might be the end of the... Actually, no, we still have the resolutions. So the resolutions is very front-loaded on day one. So you do like to see that. Tomorrow's afternoon session does not have a whole lot of action, but this previously scheduled business slot could be where the excitement happens. So the afternoon session might have some action as well. And then the morning session for tomorrow doesn't seem like it'll have much going on except the ERLC's report and then the convention sermon if you're interested in that. I'm not as interested in that, but so my predictions for the SBC this year, I don't think it's going to be as bad. So they got a video playing right now. So I don't think it'll be as bad as last year. I think the vibe shifted the entire United States will translate into the SBC. But what's not going to happen is we're not going to see like a radical change in leadership. We're not going to see big changes occur this year. This year is about setting up next year's convention. This year is about setting up a fight to end the ERLC. It's about setting up some more amendments to the SBC Constitution to ban female pastors, to... I like that one amendment to the Constitution that was just proposed, which was to prevent people from serving on the executive committee when they're taking compensation from another Southern Baptist entity. That was a good amendment idea. There's a fight for transparency this year, which maybe could be accomplished this year. And then, yeah, the big fight is the ERLC, the Ethics and Religious Liberty Commission, because they have fought for amnesty, they have fought for gun control, and they have fought against the interests of Southern Baptist conventions. They have fought the abolition of abortion. So the big question is whether the Southern Baptist Convention is finally going to address the liberal elephant in the room, which is the ERLC, the Ethics and Religious Liberty Commission. And the ERLC has been doing a lot of face-saving measures. And I hope the argument against the ERLC is that they used convention resources for suppressing the Nashville Manifesto, which is a pet project of Brent Leatherwood and not something that messengers support, as well as their gun control support, which messengers do not support. And, they could argue probably successfully that the messengers have supported amnesty in the past, because that's true, or that the messengers, are weak on abortion, which is occasionally true. So, yeah, that's basically it for right now that I want to talk about with the Southern Baptist Convention. There's not a whole lot of action for the next hour and a half because they're going to do the whole presentation and sending of missionaries. So if you have any questions right now, definitely send them in. But until then, we're going to do a bigger stream at around 3 o'clock Eastern time. So that's the plan. I'm going to keep an eye on the SBC to see where the schedule is, and I'll launch the stream accordingly. But until then, don't forget to subscribe if you're new so you don't miss the upcoming streams. So you just said that there's a 10%
You know, over the last several
increase.
years, we've been focusing on one thing as a team at NAM, and that is helping our churches create a culture of evangelism so that every day we're living on mission. Every member is focused on carrying the gospel of Jesus to the people that God has placed in their life. You know, the reality is God doesn't place the people in our life that we have, friends, family, associates, those connections, just so that they can know us, but so that they can know Him. And we just want to help our churches be equipped and prepared to share the gospel everywhere with everyone until the whole world hears. And when you think about it, with 286 million lost people in North America, we have a lot to do. Now, several years ago, you heard about an emphasis called Who's Your One? This year, we just want to reintroduce that to our convention and challenge our pastors and associational leaders and state leaders. Let's join together to help our people take personally this mission of evangelism. You know, no matter where you are in North America, we realize this, that when we make evangelism about people, it changes our heart. And when those people that are on our heart who don't know Jesus, we pray for them, it really encourages us to engage them with the gospel. And that's what Who's Your One is all about. One person.
So we got some missionary language here. Who's your one person? I think it's kind of lame, but anyway, NAM was a hot topic last year, wasn't it? Were any of those issues resolved? No, because they ruled it might have been the year that the messengers voted against financial transparency because they were hungry. Maybe that was the year before, but they were hungry, and so they voted against financial transparency because they needed to eat. That literally happened. Like, that's embarrassing for Baptists that this happened, but it did happen. So, good question. Von Bright, Bryhoff, go hard for the super chat. Good morning from North Indiana. Good morning to you, sir, as well. I think I'm going to hop off because they're not going to take questions during this time. They are simply going to just show off. This is their part to show off and raise money. That's what they're going to do. And then Send Relief is next. They've been fueling the border invasion in South Texas, and they're not going to answer for that because they're not an SBC entity. Okay, Aaron says that was a last year thing. Where is he pulling the 286 million lost people in North America from? Good question. I think that's honestly got to be from Mexico. That'd be my answer. Mexico. Best answer I can give. Because he said North America specifically, but I don't think NAM really includes North America. Or I'm not sure if NAM includes Mexico. So that's all I got for now. I think I'm going to hop off and come back when the action picks up in the afternoon. But there was some action this morning. There's some motions to kind of get things moving in the SBC. And hopefully we can get a law amendment passed this year. Hopefully we can get some financial transparency this year. And hopefully we can end the ERLC next year. So that's all I got for now. But I'll be back later this afternoon. Have a blessed